KUAM TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
On KUAM News Primetime.
Federal funding for food assistance programs has been paused, prompting a $13.1 million local fund appropriation to ensure Guam's families don't go hungry in November. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the story coming up.
Plus, a story of cultural resilience as the island welcomes home ancient Chamorro Latte stones that were removed from Guam over a century ago. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with more from Skinner's Plaza.
And from Central Guam, the Geckos got a very welcome homecoming as the namesake and likeness of their school welcomed them back to campus today. From all of us here at the KUAM studios in Harmon, Hafaday, and good evening to you and yours, everybody. This is KUAM News Primetime. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, in our first report, search and rescue teams have been combing the coastline and waters of Pago Bay today, searching for 34-year-old Kevin Nauta, a fisherman reported missing early this morning. Now, authorities have said that Nauta was last seen wearing black shorts and a blue shirt as Guam Fire Department units launched the search shortly after receiving a call just before 4:30 this morning from Nauta's family. The Coast Guard, Navy, and GPD have joined the coordinated operation, with the Fire Department deploying boats, divers, and a drone to search from the shoreline to the channel. A Coast Guard response boat is covering deeper waters while the Navy's helicopter crew provides aerial support. As of this afternoon, GFD personnel have conducted dive operations and GPD officers continue checking areas that Nauta has been known to frequent. If you have any sort of information that may lead to Nauta's safe return, please contact the Joint Rescue Subcenter at 355-4826. That number once more, 671-355-4826. Well, a federal government shutdown thousands of miles away is now threatening dinner tables here at home. With Washington frozen, critical food assistance programs are suddenly out of money, and the people who depend on them are the ones paying the price. On Friday, Governor Luli Ongaro called lawmakers into a special session to stop thousands of families from going hungry, as Nevaeh Anderson explains in this next report.
On Friday, Governor Luli Ongaro called lawmakers into a special session as the federal shutdown forced the island to confront an impossible reality. Federal money for food has stopped coming in. Bill 14-S, introduced by Governor Luli Ongaro, authorizes up to $13.1 million in local funds from FY 2025's excess revenues so the Department of Public Health and Social Services can continue paying SNAP and WIC benefits through November. The governor stated, quote, "Thousands of families are now left uncertain about whether they'll have food next month. Every hour without action increases the risk that our manamku, our children, and our most vulnerable will go hungry." The U.S. Department of Agriculture notified DPHSS earlier this month that due to the federal shutdown, they must pause all November disbursements for both programs until further notice. Former Senator and current Deputy Director of the department, Amanda Shelton.
Due to the reality right now of the federal shutdown, we do not have enough funding within our budget to pay these out.
Francine Salas, Chief Human Services Administrator for the Division of Public Welfare, shared that with little to no communication coming out of Washington, this is the next best step for the department.
And how long it will last, we also can't tell you. We're just told the people who are supposed to be receiving November 1st, there will be a delay.
SNAP serves more than 40,000 island residents, including about 14,000 households, and WIC supports another 6,200 women and children.
People are hungry, and people need to get food to feed their family.
Mike Gallo, Program Coordinator and Acting Administrator for the Bureau of Nutrition Services WIC program, said this local appropriation of $13.1 million will help prevent service interruptions, but only for a month.
If federal funding is not released, there will be a critical situation that we're going to have to deal with.
According to Public Health and BBMR's disbursement plan, half of the funds will be released by November 1st and the rest by November 15th should the shutdown persist. However, the unlikely chance of reimbursement had senators pausing. Still, by the end of the session, the measure passed unanimously Friday night, a temporary fix to an ongoing crisis. While this emergency measure shields families from immediate hunger, officials warn the longer the federal shutdown drags on, the more programs could be next, including Section 8 housing. For now, Guam is paying the cost of this federal shutdown with local dollars and community resolve. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
We want to get you up to speed now with more of the moving, powerful ceremony, welcoming home sacred Chamorro Latte stones taken from our island in the early 1900s. Now these Latte have finally returned to their rightful home after more than a century away. Matsuki Hirayama was downtown on Friday and brings you the story of cultural resilience.
It was an emotional moment charged with healing and resilience at Skinner Plaza in Hagåtña Friday. Island youth led a powerful chant and prayer honoring their ancestors and welcoming home sacred Latte stones from Ipaw and Urunao.
This has been a long time coming, where now we have welcomed back our ancestors.
After more than a century away, the ancient Latte have finally been repatriated, returned to Guam from the Bishop Museum in Hawaii. In the early 1900s, amateur archaeologist Hans Hornbostel removed thousands of Chamorro artifacts, including these Latte, and shipped them off with military assistance. For generations, they were stored far from home.
Some people might say that our connection to this collection was severed, was broken. But that was definitely not true.
Guam Museum curator Michael Lujan Bivalco says that all changed after decades of advocacy from the Chamorro people and years of negotiation between Guam officials and the Bishop Museum.
Chamorros asked questions when they saw things at the Bishop Museum on display from Hornbostel's collection. Why is this here? How did it get here? Pottery pieces, a pictograph, a cave drawing that Hans Hornbostel had carved out of a wall in Talafofo, chiseled out of the wall.
And this summer, a phased return of more than 10,000 artifacts began, marking one of the largest ethical returns in history. Though officials say there's still more work that needs to be done.
As we move on from this painful chapter of our history, let us begin to write the next one centered on healing the wounds of colonization and working to reconnect Chamorros to their ancestral heritage.
The Latte stones are known for its strength, just like we Chamorros are. Latte stones have survived through thousands of years, just like we as a Chamorro have.
The Latte will remain on display here at Skinner Plaza until the completion of the Shrine of Our Ancestors, a permanent space to honor Chamorro heritage.
And so I encourage all of you to invite your friends, your family, to be here, to connect with these Latte, these very important symbols of our history, but also invite them to take part in the active protection of these Latte.
And as the voices of Guam's next generation echoed throughout the park on Friday, there was no doubt in mind who protecting this heritage was truly for. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Well, let's stay in central Guam, but on the other end of the island, as a very friendly face greeted GW students when they showed up for class Monday morning, welcoming them to campus and rallying their signature Gecko Pride. A 400-pound bronze statue of George Washington himself was erected after having been missing for over a decade due to vandalism. For the student body, faculty, and alumni alike, it's a truly unique and much overdue homecoming.
And so it took about 7-8 years to get this done. And as you can see, he's up. Been sitting idle, and this is the year that we decided that we're going to bring this statue up and have it erected here. Basically, we're bringing George home. One-third of our island's population it has roots here at GW, and so I think that's a very significant thing to be proud of. With George Washington High School, it is the oldest school here on Guam, and next year in 2026, it would be 60 years old. And so we decided that, you know, to celebrate the 60th year of the actual school here in Ningilao, we wanted George to be here to witness, you know, in however way he could. When we say we bleed purple and gold, I really bleed purple and gold. I've been here since I was 14 years old as a student, and then I came here to student teach, and now this is my 25th year teaching here at GW, so this is my second home, and anything good for GW, right, makes me so happy. So when I say I'm a gecko by God, I am really a gecko by God. Geckos! Geckos! Ooh, ah, geckos!
And congratulations to all of our friends over at GW for getting their wonderful statue back. All right, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but please stay tuned. Primetime continues right after this.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Every day, there's something new to discover. Fresh styles, fresh finds, and fresh ways to make your home and family shine. So what's new at Kmart Guam? Ready to assemble furniture, stylish, affordable, and ready to take home today. Dream big with our new selection of mattresses, comfort you can count on. Upgrade your home with the latest appliances, arriving now. Step out in style with new arrivals in men's and women's fashion. Fresh looks for every season. What's new? Everything. And it's all waiting for you only at Kmart Guam.
This is a bag. But for Steve, this bag gives him food cred. Because now everyone knows that when they have that craving, or they're just looking for the perfect deal, well, they just need to follow Steve.
Follow him all the way to the new McTerry Deluxe at McDonald's. It's an all-beef patty smothered with teriyaki sauce topped with lettuce and tomato on a sesame seed bun. For a limited time, price and participation may vary.
Staying in court, a judge has set bail at $250,000 cash for 49-year-old Donald Lackno, the man accused in April 3rd fatal shooting of Carl Gagarita down in Haggett. Appearing via Zoom for Department of Corrections, Lackno was arraigned on multiple charges, including aggravated murder with special allegation of a deadly weapon use. Prosecutors argued the shooting was premeditated, presenting video evidence and witness testimony that placed Lackno at the scene. Defense attorneys challenged that claim, saying there is no evidence of intent or premeditation, and requested house arrest with electronic monitoring. But Magistrate Judge Jonathan Kwan denied the motion, citing the seriousness of the offense with potential risk to witnesses, ordering Lackno to be held on the aforementioned bail of $250,000 with strict no-contact conditions. Lackno's preliminary hearing is set for this Friday. Elsewhere, as reported on social media today, a man accused of being the getaway driver in a string of gas station robberies was caught after a traffic stop for, of all things, a vanity license plate reading, "This is how I roll." Police say 37-year-old Leroy Babauta de la Cruz was pulled over in Dedido for missing plates and not having a seatbelt, with officers noting the marijuana-themed plate on his Suzuki Jimny, and a canine officer later alerted to the drugs inside the vehicle. Investigators soon linked de la Cruz to multiple robberies earlier this month, in which he allegedly drove recently released convict Lucian George to 4 gas stations hit in just 3 days from Dedido to as far as Tuman, stealing more than $1,700. De la Cruz admitting to driving George during the holdups, claiming he did so out of fear, though police say no threats were ever made. George was arrested after a crash in Upper Tuman and faces multiple felony charges. Also this past weekend, the National Take Back Initiative took place as it allowed island residents to safely and discreetly dispose of prescription medications which you may have lying around the house. The program happens every 6 months each year and collects unused or expired meds. Drop-off points were at the Dedido Mayor's office, down in Agatni at the shopping center, in Tamuning at GPO, and the exchanges up at Anderson Air Force Base, and down in Santa Rita Sumay at Naval Base Guam. In other island news, many island residents filled the center court at the Micronesia Mall, joining in on celebrating the 50th anniversary of KFC on Guam. The popular restaurant marked a half-century of flavorful years of serving our island Saturday afternoon with entertainment from the talented Stargazers and Skip, along with some incredible giveaways like a Toyota Tacoma and a Yamaha bike. Guam Fast Food Vice President and GM Frank Cruz took the opportunity to recognize those who have supported him and extend a big Sijus Masi to his many, many loyal customers.
Well, thank you all for showing up today. Wow, 50 years. Woo! Imagine. It's an incredible milestone for Guam Fast Foods, KFC. Today we celebrate KFC Guam. We celebrate a half-century. Serving people of Guam, I want to start by just thanking a few people, our loyal customers. Thank you all. You know, couldn't have done it without you. Who've been with us since the beginning. To the families who grew up with our chicken, and our new generation of KFC eaters.
Since 1975, KFC has been part of Guam's meals, milestones, and memories, having spent 5 decades of real food and generating real smiles. So congratulations to David Flores Lujan, the winner of that Toyota truck. Congratulations.
Now for a look at your world at home.
And now here's a scenic view captured from the unmistakable hills up at Barragata Heights.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby! Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah, we just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Is your child having difficulty walking, talking, playing and learning like other children? As parents, we ask ourselves, what should I be doing? If you are worried about your child's development, the Guam Early Learning Council is here to help. Simply dial 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays, to get resources and valuable information.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Okay, everybody, tonight's News Bites is about a cavalcade of color. And first off, Denver Broncos, can you please stick to those old school uniforms? I mean, I got no problem with the Terrell Davis color, unis. You guys won your first 2 Super Bowls with that. Those old school Orange Crush uniforms, absolutely the best. And by the way, you guys smoke the Cowboys in them, so, that's cool. All right, Holiday Bazaar coming up. Speaking of the wonderful array of color, because the holidays is all about color, right? You got the greens, you got the reds, you got the blues, you got the yellows, everything. And if I invite you to come down to the Spot Meet Marketplace for the Holiday Bazaar, it's in Tumooning at the Freedom Park, 7 to 1. You are going to save money, you're going to meet some really cool people, and you are going to get the holidays started off right. Speaking of color, red, white, and blue. I've been telling you about this so much because we really believe that the people of Maina are doing really, really good work down there. I'm actually going to interview Monsignor later on this week. And I am going to find out what is going on, all the activities they have for you, how much this means to Our Lady of Purification Parish. And I'm going to get you up to speed on that. But in the meantime, please make sure to be at red, white, and blue. All right, colors are abundant downtown or in Tumon, and the Amphibious Aquatics Splash and Dash Sunset Run is happening. It's over at Ipao Beach, so it's right in the middle of the island. Really cool course, really good time to run, really good vibes, really good organization that you are going to help. 5Ks are amazing, all right? And then the NBA Game of the Week, speaking of color, can we get some Victor Wembanyama at some point? I mean, he's going to play at some point in the season, but we have 2 really, really good teams. We got the Knicks and the Bucks 10 a.m. game, and then 2 hours later, we got the Clippers and the Warriors. You guys watched the Warriors play on the season opener. Now they are playing that other team from LA. The other one, my sister lives in LA. She's quite mad at me right now because she's a big, big, big Lakers fan, as I'm sure many of you are. But the Clippers are playing the Warriors, so make sure to tune into that and stream on Peacock. All right, birthdays now. Halloween just 4 days away, everybody, so back to work Monday, and happy birthday wishes to Jalissa R. Tamata. Cheers to a happy life and genuine happiness from your friends and family. Dad, you got that. You got everything in the world. Juan Tenorio, happy birthday number 80, Dad. Love all of us. And Mr. Juan, we hope you have a blessed and wonderful birthday. Rowan Bryce, happy belated birthday wish to you. We love and miss you, coming from Grandma and Papa in North Carolina. Hey, all right. Good barbecue out there. Good barbecue on Guam, too. And Rowan, we hope you get both at some point. Rocco Mariano, happy birthday to you from your wife, family, and friends, who all say we appreciate you and love you so much, and please have the best day ever. Jaden and Taylor Naval, happy birthday to our favorite Dingas, turning 19 today. Time to celebrate the wonderful people that you are. We're proud of you and we'll be there to support you for all that you will become. From Not and Mary, the Naval and Cruz clans, and they say nobody loves you like we do. And happy birthday to our very own Betty Ann Guerrero. What a wonderful spirit she is. Laughter and smile that just absolutely lights up the room. Betty, we hope you have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful birthday, and we'll see you soon. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com. Did Betty Ann just take a picture like with the wings? Oh, that is super cool. No better birthday present than that. That was a great picture, and happy birthday, Betty. We all love you here at KUM. All right, we got one more thing for you before we got to run, but we have sights and sounds from the Fall Farm Market that took place this past weekend. Enjoy, and please be safe out there and be excellent to each other, everybody.
All right. Well, it's a very busy month.
Yes.
Right. The last time we were here, we had Miss Carol Hinkle Sanchez.
Yes.
And
Miss Edna.
Yes. So.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
And since then, we've attended the Guam Defense Forum.
Yes.
And then we heard Admiral
Paparo.
Midas and Lasky.
Yes.
Joint Task Force in Micronesia speak at the Guam Chamber of Commerce.
That's correct.
Right. And then the draft bill was reintroduced by Senator Sabrina Salas.
Yes.
Manzanani. And then also we're in a government shutdown.
Well, hopefully, that's federal government though, right?
Right, yeah. So hopefully that, by the time this airs, we still won't be in a shutdown.
Yeah, hopefully that changes soon. A lot of that tends to surround, lives of people, and, it's always a difficult thing. I don't recall ever having it extend too long. They end up making decisions to get it through.
Well, the last time we had a shutdown lasted 35 days in 2018 and 2019. That was also under, I think that was President Trump's first time in office. And before that, it was 31 days, 95, 96 under President Clinton. So hopefully it doesn't last too long, and it does affect some services, on the island. And, I do know some people that got furloughed, so it does affect us. And we just hope that it doesn't last too long.
Right. And then the other thing is a lot of the the essential services, right? Those are continuing to happen regardless, right? And then because we're a veterans show, right? There's our veterans compensation and medical are continuing to be available to our veterans, to include our the benefit side, right, where you can still apply for your benefits, right?
Oh yes, and the website's still working.
Yes.
So that's good, and a lot of services are still available for our veterans. The vet center is still open. The clinics are still open.
Yep.
You still should be able to get your health care. And I know veterans got paid, because the compensation, that's, like we've always said, is always allocated a year prior.
Right. So even if they do start having the CRs or shutdowns or whatever, already the funding's in there, and if history's any indicator, it looks like 30 days or 35 days was the max. So it's at least 1 month, and they got one whole year to really figure it out. We don't want to wait that long, by the way.
Right, we don't. So we're going to talk about those few things. I know we always mention the boot camp, but we also want to talk about the impact that the nonprofit organization, the HMI that we're a part of, what the impact has been with veterans, we're empowering them, right, to file their claim. And once they file their claim, then they have access to money they never had,
right?
Health care, free medication, VA home loan. There's so many things that they have.
And with that in mind, right, we have a lot of nonprofits out there that go and apply for grants to try to take care of our veterans out here, and that's very noble, and it's nice to see that. And one of the things to really think about, right, is even though they're going in and putting in all these grants and a lot of paperwork, a lot of data, begging for the federal government to give us money, right? That's par for the course. I mean, we don't have any money, so they go beg. Now, if they would just concentrate on getting our veterans to, come out and apply for their benefits. What are your data showing currently?
Well, so we've been tracking. So HMI from August 2024 to August 2025 helped over 337 veterans get their benefits. And what came with that was over $745,000 into the economy.
And that's just the increases, right? That's just since we encourage them and advise them how they can pursue their claims, empower them, right? That's what came with that.
Well, not increases. That's new claims, increases, appeals, right?
So that's everything, right?
That's everything, yeah.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if somebody had like 30% and we encouraged them and assisted them to say, hey, this is how you have to pursue this. And you do that at the boot camp, right? The boot camp teaches them what the 38 CFR is.
Right.
And we've never had this on Guam. Nobody has ever done this, right? No. HMI was who put that together. And we go into the villages. So through the help of the village mayors, right? Yeah. That's how we're doing it. And of course, a lot of the folks that help us, right? Even like what we're doing today by talking about it, right? We're now allowing our veterans and the people out there who know veterans to say, hey, you have to go take care of this, because now more than ever is the best time to be a veteran, to file for your benefits.
Right. And so a lot of people don't know. I mean, maybe the money leaves the island, but most of the time it stays. Yeah. But not only that, if a veteran is using their health care that they're enrolled in, if they don't use the CBOC, guess what? They're using care in the community. That's at what? FHP.
Right. And care in the community. Yeah, there almost quite a few of our. I mean, we have like over at the medical. What is it? Where they do all the X-rays and all.
Guam
Radiology. Yeah. And by the way, the owner of Guam Radiology, right, is a veteran, right? So it seems like helping our veterans, helping ourselves, right? And here's the thing, right? These folks are hiring people. They're getting money because veterans went and filed their claims and have benefits.
GU Self-Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Plines hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self-Storage, voted Pica's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
That's been the push that we've been talking about for a long time. And many people can say anything they want about it, right? But you talked about $745,000, right, in 1 year. And that's just from the people that we were able to track or the people that came back, right? Because you don't charge for this service, right? No. And you don't get any money from the government, right? And the things that you've done for these folks within the year are things that, had there had been an HMI before, these people would have gotten these benefits. Right. Had there have been the education process, these people would have gotten this, right? So this is quite important, because I think the numbers of awards coming to us to the island, which that's something we talked about at our task force meeting. We need to start learning what the numbers are that come in for veterans, right? Because some folks are keeping it quiet about how much grant funding they have. And that grant funding should be public information. And that information should entail what veterans can avail of, right? Because the last time I checked, when they give these monies to these organizations, it is their job to use those monies to take care of veterans. Right. And there could be some things that go on out there that we probably aren't aware of, right? And we really need to start doing that. But most recently, our symposium has brought out folks like Social Security, the Guam Legal Services. I know I'm going to miss some folks here. DISID, Westcare. And by the way, these things have been there forever. But we haven't, as veterans and through our leaderships, gone out there to explore these things. And it just takes going out there and talking to them. Just setting up a venue for them to come and talk about their services. We almost couldn't get some of these folks off the stage during the symposium because the veterans were really asking a lot of questions about that.
Which was who we had last podcast was Elder Justice Center.
That's right, with Miss Carol.
And that's a free service.
Yep.
And I know a lot of veterans are fall into their range or who they help. So that was a really good resource that we shared and made it push it out there because a lot of veterans don't know what services and resources are available for them.
And it's a new time, right? Our veterans need to continue to educate themselves. They, we're at boot camp. What now?
46.
So boot camp 40. So we've had 46 of these, and we usually have them once a month. And then actually we've had more. Those are the counted ones we have, right? That's the numbered ones because we've done many boot camps at some of the
at some of the businesses.
Right? And the point of the matter is, right? These folks get educated, and new information continues to filter through, and we continue to share that so that this information gets out to our veterans, right, and their family members, because these are the types of things that veterans and their family members should be able to receive and have access to.
Right.
This is no hidden secret, right? And being able to present that and have people come and see it, right, is pretty amazing, and it's going to be helpful for the island, right? We complain about not having too many resources coming in here. Having the VA care for our veterans, which is what they're designed to do. So when our CBOC says, I can't take care of these guys. Yes, you can. You need to go ask for more help, right? And they do a great job up there, right? But could we do more, right?
Yes.
And do we have stories of things that aren't happening out here? Are there veterans that are being mistreated? Are there veterans that may need more help? And the answer is always yes. And that's something that, we have to continue. And I don't think we're going to see any shortage of need for us to get out there and help. If you're a veteran or if you want to help veterans, nobody stops you from doing that. You can get out there, help. If you got some way of contributing, do so.
So let's go back to the Guam Defense Forum. So we heard Admiral Paparo. He was the guest speaker.
Yes.
And then we heard from Admiral Midas, Admiral Lasky, and kudos to the Guam Defense Liaison Office, Farah Tapasni. They put that together at the DUCIT. It was pretty crowded. I think there was over 300 people, and we got to listen.
Was it more?
Maybe more.
Yeah, it could have been
because
more.
I was counting all the tables because that's where we have our gala.
Yes.
Our Veterans Gala.
Yeah, I think it was more.
More? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was, every single table was filled.
Yes, just about. Yes.
And it was amazing to be there, to listen to, not everyone knows, what the numbers are, what's coming, what Guam's going to look like in 10 years. Yeah. And so to hear it from them, that was something, you should have been in the room. And I think it was recorded. We go ask Farah if it was recorded.
It was recorded, and they said they'll make it available. So.
Okay. But, we got to listen to, I think, the lunchtime briefer, Honorable Daryl Marks.
Oh, yes.
He's the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Energy, Installations, and Environment. And I think after our first break, everyone went straight to him after his speech. Everyone was looking for him. But when we spoke to Vera, she said this is just the first one.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, because the registration filled up really fast. It was open to everyone, and it was open up to organizations, government, community partners. And so we saw everyone there. We saw mayors there. We saw the senators there. And so this is just the start, she said, and the conversation continues. And I know we asked to be, part of the conversation because, like you've always said, once these service members come here, what if they, fall in love with the island? What if they get married and they decide to make Guam their forever home? They're
Yes.
veterans. And when they're veterans, where are all the resources for them? We need to be doing something now to plan for them, because if we're fighting right now in 2025 for more resources, what does that look like in 10 years?
Exactly, and there's going to be a whole lot more that's going to be happening, and we started talking about this 5 years ago when we first started out as a nonprofit with HMI.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
And we just started talking about, hey, there's going to be this huge need to care for our existing veterans. Many veterans need some education about what's going on, and we really have to pay attention to that, right? And part of that says that there are going to be more services that we're going to need. There's going to be a need for more funding, and we see that already, right? We see that because many of these contractors that come to the island to do some work for the buildup are veterans, right? And they register in our system and they require services. There was a time when they discussed that the potential for having contractors receive care from the Naval Hospital. And even with that, we're still, knocking on the door about the MOU that we are involved in with the VA and with the Department of Defense, or Department of War now. But we continue to seek these services out, and it's something that we do need, right? And yes, our veterans are going to need more services. There are going to be more veterans coming here. So I had an interesting conversation with General Hashimoto, right? He's retired now, but he works out of Hawaii, and he had an opportunity to speak to us. Might have been last year, earlier this year, and he was involved when we first started doing the industry forums. And one of the things he mentioned was part of the reason we're not focusing or talking about veterans is because our leadership at the time had not made that a priority. So that's part of the reason why we're a little bit behind. Now that we have the Defense Forum, right, we should continue to push for that. And because we're so far behind, we need to play catch up. Now, that also means that our veterans out there need to come out. They need to do some things, right? This is not just a handout where, oh, just because you're a veteran, I'm going to knock on your door and give you money. No, if you have some disabilities and you go to the VA and you file your claim, right, the VA will do an examination and they will determine whether you need to be compensated. They will also do things where if you are able to have these things, right, if you get a compensation, an award or a percentage, now you are in the system and they can start providing you medical care. And those are all things that our veterans really need to pay attention to and come out and do, because again, if you don't come and file it, it's not going to matter for you.
Right. So I think it wrapped up with did we make it for the second day? I'm trying to remember. It was only 2 days, right? I think it was 2 days.
Yes, long. 2 days. So I think on the second day we had Mayor Tony Chargola talk a little bit about veterans. I don't think they expounded on it at that point. However, they did, get an earful about the things we should be doing for our veterans out here and increasing that, that whole thought process of, hey, we have veterans here, let's take care of them. And if we just use what HMI has done, no funding, no resources, we do this on our own.
Yes.
We get our veterans to donate into HMI to continue to do this. So in essence, veterans are taking care of themselves. We need to kind of help change that, right? There should be resources. And people have often heard me say, when Gita gave money to dogs and didn't give any money to veterans, right? I don't believe it was their intention to do that. But the outcome is clear. We gave money to dogs at gain. And by the way, one of the people on their board is a veteran who is a VSO. So I'm trying to understand, is his heart to take care of the gain dogs and not take care of the veterans? So if you happen to be a VSO, wouldn't it also be in your mind that, hey, we're taking care of dogs, that's a great thing. Couldn't we take care of veterans too? Where's your input and information, right? And again, Gita has the opportunity to do this again next year or when their next cycle comes out and really take care of finding a way to fund our veterans. And if they can't do it with whatever's in existence, right? And let's just say, right, the veterans put in a terrible grant request. They don't need this money. So it's fine, right? They missed it this time. We'll care for the dogs. They'll come back next time and probably give us more money. And any amount of money that they give us is going to be something that we do need, right? And we need more things out here. We don't need just license plates. I mean, we appreciate that. Anything they give us is great. And our veterans have been so humble and saying, oh, okay, thank you, we appreciate it. And we should.
We should do a podcast about that, about what the other, I know we're not a state, but what the other states
exactly
are
so
offering veterans. Like Texas is the most veteran-friendly state, right? Like what do they offer them?
Yeah, I mean, like, and one of the easy ones to kind of just talk about is a state veterans home.
Right.
The VA pays for 65 to 75% of that.
70%.
Do our veterans not, are they not entitled to that? And if we're not, then that's fine. All you got to do is tell these poor unfortunate veteran souls out here, sorry guys, you guys are not real veterans. You don't require a state veterans home. And stop telling me about numbers, no matter who you are out there. Chino, California, Chico, California, and I just found Eugene, Oregon. The number of veterans they have is less than Guam. Their facilities are 10 times the size of our CBOC. And even if you added that expansion, it's still 10 times larger. But we have more veterans. So yeah, so we really need to stop telling me that it's numbers. And if it is numbers that you want to use, then that's fine. Let's go out to Chino and Chico and you show me that you have more numbers than me. Because right now what's showing is that they don't have it. And I'm not going out there to look for this. Our veterans from Guam who go to these places get to see it, and they feel so demoralized by the fact that, hey, how come Guam can't get this?
Right.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
We do want to go over a few of the important things for the draft bill. So currently, the governor appoints the GOVA director, right? Guam Office of Veteran Affairs Director. And they serve under her direction. And then that's the current law. And then the draft one, still appointed by the governor, but now requires advice of the Guam Veterans Commission before the appointment. So whoever the governor is considering for the director would go through the commission. The second one is current law, powers of the GOVA director. Current law administers and enforces veteran-related laws, plans, cemetery, and adopts rules. The new draft bill, same powers, but must also receive and consider policy recommendations of the commission. The third thing is Veterans Commission membership. Current law, broad representation, governor approves members, and at least 9 organizations represented. The draft one, the draft law, specific categories for different branches of service, and then you would must be a nonprofit in good standing, and you would have a primary and alternate representation required and meetings quarterly. The fourth thing is membership process. So currently it describes process for the new organization membership applications forwarded by the GOVA director. The draft law, it will be repealed. The process is now embedded in the law, with the governor having approval based on the organization nomination. The next one would be meetings. So current law, they meet monthly, and draft would have it quarterly, or they can meet via teleconference. And then grievances and oversight. Today's law, no statutory mandate for grievance handling, but the draft bill, the commission is now designated as a channel for community grievances. The GOVA director must respond in writing within 4 weeks. So
a lot of folks are putting time into this, but maybe we could bring out the truth. So when we talk about that, I'd like to say that when we first started the Veterans Task Force, right? This was put together because the commission was not meeting as regularly as they could. Whatever reason that might have been is up for debate. But let's just understand that that's why we were created as a task force. We came together without any, you need to be 3 feet tall, you need to be female or male, and you were half army, half, all those little nuances that they felt were so important at the time. So right now we said, veterans come, let's meet, and we got together. We got together at the committee chair's office at his invitation. I don't believe he's ever used that when he was running for re-election, but he should have, because he took part of ensuring that his committee had us meet there. And I'm sure there was opposition by some other folks who didn't want to see the good things that were happening out of there. But I'll share that